Hey Tonglers, are you as excited for the release of Disney's Cruella as we are? In anticipation of the film's cutthroat couture villain, here's our list of the top 5 fashionable villains throughout film history. Number 1. Hans Gruber. 1988's iconic action flick Die Hard introduces audiences to Hans Gruber, a sophisticated villain who is as ruthless as he is well-dressed. Hans leads his henchmen on a violent assault against Nakatomi Plaza to steal millions in negotiable bearer bonds. But even in committing all of these crimes,
I am an exceptional thief, Mrs. McLean, and since I'm moving up to kidnapping, you should be more polite.
And there are a lot, Hans' deep appreciation of a well-cut suit is apparent.
Nice suit. John Phillips, London. I have two myself.
While attempting to persuade and intimidate Mr. Takagi into giving up codes to a vault, Hans uses his fashion knowledge to issue a subtle threat.
It's a very nice suit, Mr. Takagi. To be ashamed to ruin it.
It's clear that Hans views Mr. Takagi as a fellow fashion connoisseur, who under different circumstances could maybe even have become an acquaintance.
I could talk about industrialization and men's fashions all day, but I'm afraid work must intrude.
Number 2. O-Ren Ishii. Introduced to audiences in Revenge Odyssey Kill Bill, this tragic villain witnessed the untimely demise of her parents as a child. O-Ren Ishii's early trauma, as portrayed in this stunning anime sequence, led her on a crusade of revenge before she herself became the big bad as queen of the Tokyo underworld.
The price you pay for bringing up either my Chinese or American heritage as a negative is, I collect your f***ing head.
O-Ren's affinity for brutal violence can only be matched by her stunning fashion sense and poise, as exemplified in her iconic and chic entrance scene, reminiscent of a fashion catwalk, where she sports a perfectly crisp white kimono. The kimono is also worn during the samurai fight scene between O-Ren and the film's protagonist. To paraphrase Hans Gruber, "That's a very nice kimono, Miss Ishii. It'd be a shame to ruin it." Number 3. Miranda Priestly. The queen of chic and shade from 2006's The Devil Wears Prada inspired and delighted audiences as the editor-in-chief of Runway magazine. She sparks fear and panic amongst her staff as she arrives to the office.
All right, everyone, gird your loins.
Expecting them to rise to her high standards
Tales of your incompetence do not interest me.
and appear more fashionable. From her venomous observations,
You have no style or sense of fashion.
Well, I think that depends on what you're...
No. That wasn't a question.
and her calm delivery of cutting comments,
You go to your closet and you select, I don't know, that lumpy blue sweater, for instance, because you're trying to tell the world that you take yourself too seriously to care about what you put on your back.
Miranda is the personification of an industry that is in equal parts demanding, cutthroat, and glamorous.
Everybody wants this. Everybody wants to be us.
Number 4. Nina Sayers. 2010's Black Swan is a psychological thriller centered around professional ballerina Nina Sayers and her internal battle with her own saboteur.
Just want to be perfect.
You what?
Want to be perfect.
Nina's aesthetic reflects her progression towards insanity as she attempts to portray both the innocent white swan and her alter ego, the Black Swan.
My daughter, the Swan Queen.
Her aesthetic changes from New York City chic and feminine pastels to dark, edgy hues, signifying the split in her personality. As her own worst enemy, Nina's obsession with perfection ultimately leads to her demise.
That was perfect.
Number 5. Killmonger. As the villain in Black Panther, a comic book that made its film debut in 2018, Killmonger is on a bloody quest to seize the throne of Wakanda and look good while doing it. His edgy killer style is on full display throughout the film. In this scene, you see his rebellious urban grunge look juxtaposed with the staunch, structured aesthetic of the London Museum. When he takes the throne of Wakanda, Killmonger sports a black urban robe, setting the tone and visually communicating his different style of authority to break the isolationist norm of Wakanda's governance. In the words of Miranda Priestley,
That's all.
thanks for watching, Tonglers. Remember to like and subscribe for more exclusive Tongle content. And if you're a creator, be sure to visit the Tongle website at tongle.com for some exciting opportunities.